talk about the current state of economy in that, go for the background, then you will come to the various implications. Positive, go for the positive. Try to always in your answer, try to give both the side of the story. That is, what is the positive thing about it, what is the negative impact of it, and try to give suggestion, your own suggestion in your own words, and try to use certain uh, uh, you can use from the as suggested by the economic survey, as suggested by the World Bank, as suggested by the IMF. This should be done. So this would be adding a great value to your answer. And try to also use the facts and figure in the introduction part and mainly in the conclusion part. Like you can say that if the government reduces its fiscal deficit, which is currently at 3.8%, the inflation can be tamed. So that these facts and figures should come in the main body, introduction, and as well as in the conclusion portion. And try to use the various surveys, economic survey, or whatever the McKinsey report, or whatever you can get whenever you're reading a newspaper. Try to list up, but like name of the reports you can write. These are the important reports which you can mention everywhere. The examiner might not be reading has been actually written in that report, but that would be adding advantage to your answers. So try to keep a handy name of the reports, experts, name of facts and figures, and also try to develop certain important answers at the initial instance. Like before going to the exams, try to write certain important answers which can be, there are high chances that it might be asked. So what will happen? That will be saving more time during the exams also, because you will be aware about what you have to write, what is the positive figures, what are the negative you have to write, what are the suggestions you have to give. So try to for certain questions for each topic, like for the you can go for the quality portion. You will try to gather what are the important developments which are taken 1 year back, and try to develop certain standard answer for those, the standard answer for certain questions which are there high probability that they might be asked. So that will be adding certain, they will be saving more time, and also will be providing various, you can write it various very fluently without wasting much time. That should be your strategy for the mains exams, like answer writing, going for the facts and figures, proper jotting down of the various positive and negative features of what, trying to giving the both side of the stories, trying to giving your own suggestion, along with the various. You should also use the various government reports. Like uh, uh, for the polity portion, you can quote the Parliamentary Standing Committee report, which has, or you can use Venkat Chalaya Committee report, or the Committee for the Constitutional Reforms. You can directly use these, or the second ARC. The first ARC said that that will be adding advantage in the form of giving the sanctity to your. So you should try to give suggestions which has been already been provided. Like if they are asking about the anti-defection law, so there might be certain committee which has already been formed to study these issues. So try to incorporate whatever the suggestions they have been provided by these committees, and try to write the name of that committee along with the uh, fact figures, like what is the recent phenomena, like and giving the examples is also very important. Trying to substantiate your each point with the example is also very important. The like keeping a tab of the various recent developments. So you can write the example like in the Arunachal, this happened. 10 MLAs left the ruling party and joined the other party. So these examples would be very handy. And try to write in the mains exam mainly in the point format. The positive, the negative. Try to do not write the paragraph, because you're wasting your precious time on elaborating only the single point which you have written. So as try to write as many points as you can. Like for a 10 marker question, try to write 15 points in the positive, negative, giving your suggestions. So all these points should be like, even if you are 2-3 points are wrong, then also you will be judged out of the 15 points. But if you have written only 4 or 5 points, and one or two of them is wrong, then that will be not be good in the final marks which you would be getting. So try to write as many as points, but do not explain those points, and try to restrict yourself within 2 lines for each point. Along with that, substantiating your points with examples, facts, and figures, that should be a focus. So this is the strategy for the main section. And now, I will, besides strategy, I would also be focusing on what are the challenges which you might be facing during your preparation. Now, the challenges can be like during the initial time when you start the preparation, you might be very motivated to like do you will be motivated to read each and every magazine which might be coming in the market, or you will be reading 4 or 5 newspapers. But over the period of time, what happens that the people lose their focus, their interest in the preparation of the exams. So, in order to avoid these things, like what can be done? For you should prepare your timetable. For like you can set the weekly timetable or weekly targets what you have to achieve, or the monthly target what you have to do, and for try to disintegrate those targets into daily phenomena. Like for daily target, what should be you have to complete as 50 pages in the today, or and try to remember, try to what we call review what you have done for today and what you are not able to achieve today. So try to do for that day, uh, target what you have set should be achieved in that day. Like reading the newspaper or reading the 50 odd pages of a particular book. Whatever the target you have set, try to achieve that. That will be adding confidence to your preparation, and also adding, you will be ensuring that you are going in a particular path where you are able to you are be able to building your knowledge. At the same time, you'll also having a confidence in you to write a good answers. So trying to maintaining a particular targets along with the weekly targets or monthly targets. So that should be a strategy. At the same time, what should be avoided is reading too many material, because once you are in the preparation at the initial stage, you'll be reading too many materials, or you will be trying to read too many materials. You will be reading newspapers, also 3 4 newspapers. That should be avoided. Focus on 2 newspapers, read it thoroughly, avoid the political news, and try to make the short notes for that. Like you can either make a cutting of the newspapers or whatever has been the current affairs material which has been provided to the by the your academy can also be incorporated with those materials. So try to incorporate 3 4. Once you have 3 4 sources, try to remember, try to revise them 4 5 times. That will be of major importance. Not reading extensive. Extensive reading is important for the prelims exams. For prelims exams, because you will be able to decipher. You have read it somewhere else, but for the mains exam, you have to write within 10 minutes or 7 minutes. You have to write. You have to reproduce the same in the words along with the relevant facts and figures. For that, you have to need to have multiple revisions for each subject, along with the revisions for the current affairs, whatever you have read. That should be a strategy for the trying to uh, uh, what the challenges you might be facing can be avoided if you have set the weekly targets, daily targets, and the monthly targets. And also start, try to what you do, you set a particular day for the revision. Like you have read 3 4 days of a for 4 5 days you have read quality. Then go for 2 days for or one day for a revision of whatever you have read in the 4 5 days. So that will be adding a confidence in you. Okay, you have whatever you have done, you actually remember it, and you can actually reproduce it in exams, or in you can eliminate the option and you can arrive at a particular right option. So try to do revisions as many as possible, as much as possible. This revision, then reading, multiple revision can be there. Then what are the challenges? Other is that the initial stage, the people are very focused, but at the during the over the period of time, this interest disappears. What you do, you go for whatever the hobby you like. Like if you are liking, try to dedicate even half an hour or whatever the yoga you want to do, whatever you want to do. So this will be adding a more focused, pinpointed approach to your preparation. So try to give some either 15 minutes or 20 minutes to your hobby. That would also, if your hobby is writing something, poem or whatever it is. So you will not be focusing, or you're not able to, because over the period of time, what will happen during the phase of your preparation, you will not be more inclined to, today it is not a good day, I should not read too much, or I should be do something else, I should go for a movie. So that can be done, but it should not be made as a habit. You can make a hobby